it seems like climate change, I mean, some people on the right, for instance, don't believe that there is any,
Right.
but it might prove an existential issue for us, as evidenced by LA, again, ostensibly. But then on the other hand, as far as economic competition goes, it seems like some of our competitors aren't beholden to the same climate change measures that we've been taking in the United States. And so repealing them might better enable us to compete with the countries to whom we're ceding our dominance.
There's a risk that the climate people are right, and that the rising temperature of the oceans and pollution levels are very dangerous for our future. There's a risk they're right. There's also a risk that the people who don't believe any of that are right. I agree. I don't know. First of all, I'm not such a scientist. I'm not up on all of that. I see a risk on both sides. But I must say, it seems obvious to me that we'd be better off not risking that the right wing is correct. Let's take the other one. Let's do the steps we think will help, because if it's right, it's our existence. Rather than play Russian roulette with the right wing and say, well, it's not certain, so let's not worry about it. I mean, what? Why would you do that? I don't understand. And when you look at who's spending the money to convince everybody, then it becomes obvious, doesn't it? It's Exxon and Mobil and all it's the right wing together with the big businesses that are funding them. So for me, oh boy. So on the one hand, we have alarmist scientists, I get it, and they may be alarmist beyond what's appropriate. That's possible. I understand. There's a risk that that's wrong. But on the other hand, I see self-interested corporations promoting something that holds on to the profit of their fossil fuel foundations, and people who are saying it might be wrong. But I'm saying, yeah, it might be wrong, but wouldn't we be better off taking steps to deal with it than not? I don't see what refutation there is to this. So I end up with the people who want to do stuff about it, who want to limit our. And since I see it dovetailing with other things, I think the private car is a ridiculous notion. We oughtn't to do that. The single largest polluter of air is the automobile exhaust. So, for me, let's have public transportation. Let's go back to the collective housing we once had back at the end of World War II, and that was a serious project here in the United States. Let's take the steps that would mitigate global warming and all the rest of it, because that's the path that makes more sense. And in order to say that, I don't have to denounce the people who are skeptical about all of it. I understand. There's basis to be skeptical. I don't like the lineup of who's telling me to be skeptical, but I understand the skeptics may be right. I don't want to get into a position where I know scientific. I'm not going there. My liberal friends do that. They don't need me, and I don't agree with them anyway about it. So for me, that's... Mr. Trump has made his decision. He panders to the fossil fuel. He panders to the audience that those companies have created for him. Because the establishment politically adopted at least a public commitment to climate control, attacking the establishment works if he attacks. He attacks, this is the elitists in California who give a shit about all of this.